Welcome to Out of the Noise podcast, a spiritual growth podcast. This podcast is about holding sacred space to help assist humanity to raise their consciousness through connection. By having courageous conversations out of the noise of mainstream with heart-centered leaders, wisdom keepers, and divine humans expanding into their authenticity and soul purpose. We will explore spiritual concepts, practices to deepen into your healing and the collective. Priestess Lilly is a medium, light activator, and heart-centered leader that is committed in raising the light frequency and consciousness here on Earth for us all. You can work with her and learn more by visiting www.priestesslilly.com. Enjoy your spiritual learnings.
Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Out of the Noise. Today, I feel deeply called to speak to something we don't often talk about, something we rarely witness or hold space for: grieving someone who's still alive. We know grief as sorrow that follows death, the final goodbye. The boundary is clear. There is no longer a physical connection with their body in this lifetime, though their soul continues beyond the veil. In death, we have rituals. We hold funerals. We are surrounded in love and support. We create space for closure. But what about grief that lingers for those who are still here? The people we've lost through choice, distance, illness, or simply the shifting of life's currents. Think of the relationships that have ended. A friend walks away, a family member that no longer speaks to you, a partner who you've parted ways with, or the grief of watching someone you love fade away into illness, dementia, or addiction. Their body is still present, but the essence of them, their soul self, is slipping through the fingers like sand. This grief is different. It's never spoken about. It's unseen. There is no funeral. There is no ritual of closure. Society doesn't recognize this loss, and yet it carves its way into our hearts just the same. I want to hold space for this today. For all of you out there grieving someone who's still alive, I see you. You are not alone. One of the hardest parts of grief is the uncertainty. When someone passes, we know that they're gone from this world. But when they are still here, just out of reach, it feels like an open wound that never quite heals. We ask ourselves, should I hold on? Should I reach out? Or will they ever come back? This kind of grief can be endless, because what we are grieving is not just the person, but the version of them we once knew, the relationship that was, the connection that once felt so certain. So how do we navigate this kind of grief? Firstly, acknowledge that it is real. Acknowledge that it is real what you are feeling. Give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to grieve. Just because someone is still physically alive doesn't mean the loss, the break, isn't real. Name it and honor it. Create your own ritual of closure. In a world that does not give you a funeral, Make your choice. Write a letter you'll never send. Light a candle in their honor. Hold a small ceremony to release what was and make space for what is. Allow yourself to feel without guilt. Grieving someone is still alive can bring up guilt, especially if they're still suffering, if they have chosen a different path, or if they don't realize the depth of your pain. Let go of the need for their validation. Your grief is yours to process. Trust your soul's journey. Even when relationships fade, even when people leave, the connection is never truly lost. Souls are always connected, even beyond time and space. Trust that their journey is unfolding exactly as it should. Grief in all of its forms is a great teacher. It asks us to surrender, to accept what we can't change, to release with love. So if you're grieving someone that is still alive, I invite you to take a deep breath in. Place your hands over your heart. And whisper to yourself, I honor this grief. I honor the love that once was. And I give myself permission to let go. You are not alone in this. I see you. I hold you in this space and trust that you release something new. You are not alone in this. I see you. I hold you in this space. And I trust that you release. Something new is waiting to be born. Thank you for being here today, for allowing me to hold this space for you. If this episode resonates, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to reach out, share your story, or leave me a message. And as always, keep listening to Out of the Noise. Your soul knows the way. Until next time, with so much love and light, Lily.